Hello, my name is Jim Lee, and I'm so glad that you're joining me today. My topic is divine purpose. Now, purpose is one of our deepest human longings, I would say. Most people ask the question, why am I here? What's the meaning of all of this? Well, when I was growing up, I was taught learn a vocation, find a way to make money, and then my purpose was to be successful and to be a provider and the primary breadwinner for the family. And you know what? I want to ask you, what were you taught when you were growing up? What was your purpose? Why are you here? And it may have been something like me, a career, to make money and success is our purpose, or to be a mother, father, and I would call it a good citizen. All those things are very important. But also I just want you to know that some people have been successful and have reached the top of their field, and then they notice something, that money, success, and all of that really didn't satisfy them. They still felt empty and meaningless. Success in and of itself is kind of all right. And basic success and achieving is wonderful. And I acknowledge that. And also acknowledge that there's something deeper. That success in a career and all of those kinds of things just doesn't fit the bill. There is another purpose as to why we are here. So, today, I'm asking, what is our purpose? But it's unique, and that is a divine purpose. Now, there are many great programs, I would say, on the internet as I was researching this as far as purpose. There's great programs on there, how to set goals and achieve, your purpose. And there are, I would call it, just many tools out there, including personality tests, gift tests, review of life history with an eye towards the themes, what has been reoccurring in a life. And there are many other programs. They're excellent. However, once again, I say I'm pointing to a unique divine or spiritual purpose in our life. Now, finding our spiritual purpose asks us to take a level or a position, a little higher vibration than this three-dimensional plane. Now, finding this purpose really is about becoming our best self as we move through life. This divine or spiritual purpose we discover in life. And Ram Dass, he had a quote, and I kind of like it. He says, I see my life as an unfolding set of opportunities to awaken. I love this. We're awakening to our purpose each and every moment. So now this spiritual purpose isn't really connected to anything material, like a job and all of that, and a career, although it very well could be, but that's not primary. Now this spiritual purpose is about being in harmony with love and allowing love to guide us in our decisions, our actions, and for us to be delighted in that. And so our spiritual purpose is to really to be the light and to share that light wherever we go. It's like in the Lord's Prayer when it says, Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So our purpose is to bring heaven on earth as it's God's will each and every day. And the way we do that is through love. Now, Eckhart Tolle, he has a quote also that I like, and he says, whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. So I'm inviting us now to take this moment, whatever it is, don't resist it, choose it, and then when we choose it, bring our loving consciousness to it, and something will emerge, and that's our purpose. It reminds me of the story of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, who was fresh out of divinity school, new wife, took off for his a new church. For his first church, and really he wanted to follow in the footsteps of his father and be a good minister. Well, conditions happened, and the civil rights movement was kicking off, especially down south, and it was going to this next phase, and the local Baptist ministers chose him to step forward and to lead it. That was not his intention. He didn't feel like that was his purpose. He didn't feel like that was his to do, really. But when it occurred, he brought his consciousness and his lovingness to it. And sure enough, you would think that being a civil rights leader was what his initial purpose was. But he was being in the moment. And it just reminds me that at my first church in Brooklyn, New York, I wasn't there very long, and an incident happened of a police brutality. The guy's name was Abner Louimer, and then he was arrested and he was brutalized in the police station, which is a few blocks from my church in Brooklyn, New York. And I found myself, through a series of circumstances, being involved in this, totally involved in this, on the news media, going to the hospital and visiting him. And I said, this had nothing to do with what I had trained in ministerial school for. But the next thing I know, I was organizing the community. We was able to remove the police chief. We brought in a new police chief, and we had community meetings at our little Unity Church in Brooklyn. What I was able to do was something I never imagined I could do, but I just brought love to the condition and the situation. So this is what I'm saying. Our spiritual divine purpose speaks to us through the language of the heart, always inviting us to step beyond the limitations of our current thought messages. And that speaking to us gives us inspiration for what our purpose is in this moment. So today, I offer each and every one of us an invitation to listen with the ears of the heart so that our lives can be in harmony with the divine purpose, that we can hear that voice. Now, this purpose gives us inspiration so that we can go where we need to go, do what we need to do, and wherever we are, we can say what we need to say, and that is to bring our light and love and the kingdom of heaven on earth. Now, that is our spiritual purpose. So I'm inviting us to embrace this greater and greater version of ourselves and discover the sweet, alluring voice of love that will guide us to our true purpose. And so, in the end, when it's all said and done, I'd like for us to be able to look back and say yes to how well did we love. We can say, yes, I did it. Can we look back and say, how fully did we live in love? Yes. And how deeply did we let go of the things that we didn't need so that we can evolve to the next level? And that's really is from Jack cornfield. And Swami Vivekananda pretty much said, there's no teacher but our own soul. There's no book that can really tell us our divine purpose. For we discover this each and every moment of the day as we move forward in love. Let's fulfill our divine purpose. God bless you all.